Hello, hello. All right, so this week I actually had two coaching clients struggling with the same thing, and I thought I'd share it here, which is there's these thoughts that always just kind of pop up, right? We're doing really good, we're making progress, and then this kind of old regurgitated thought comes up and we struggle with it, right? Should I be doing this? Should I not be doing this? And this particular thought for two separate clients was, I should be tracking my food. And they historically, both of them, have never been successful with tracking food. They track, and then it creates several different ripple out effects, which is the scarcity mindset, where they tend to eat a lot of points or calories in one day. They think they have to make up for it for the rest of the week. They start seeing the amount dwindling. They go into panic mode, start eating more, or it makes them very obsessive with their thinking about food. Now, both of these clients, this is what's really interesting. Both of these clients are not tracking calories, they're not tracking points, and they're both losing weight, okay? So I have one who is eating a consistent 3 meals a day, and she is having one treat per day. And then I have another client who literally writes in a paper pencil journal what she's eating at each meal. She takes a picture of it and sends it to me. So if she had a handful of nuts and raisins for a snack, she writes down a handful of nuts and raisins for a snack. She's sticking to 3 meals, I think, and 2 snacks per day. Both of them losing weight, okay, doing this. So they are not tracking calories, they're not tracking points. Yet the thought will randomly pop up in their head. They should be. And I, as a coach, I get it, because what it is, the reason we have sabotaged on our own before, the reason I think coaching is such a powerful thing is because I'm here to pull you out of the weeds. I'm here to save you from yourself. And what I bring up to them is, that's just a thought. It doesn't mean anything. It's like saying, I think it's a beautiful day. Great, you think it's a beautiful day. It doesn't change the fact that the sky is blue, the clouds exist, the bird is chirping. Like all of those things, your perception of it, your thought about it comes and goes. Today could be a beautiful day, or you could view it as an ugly day, or you could have all kinds of thoughts about today, okay? And what you'll notice is just out of nowhere, these old thoughts that have triggered you in the past to do things that are not super helpful will just come up. And you could be doing great, right? You're like, hey, Heather, I'm crushing it. I'm writing down what I'm eating every day. I'm losing weight. I'm feeling finally normal around food. Boom, there's the thought. And what you have to get really good at is saying, there's those old mischievous thoughts again. There's those destructive thoughts that tend to make me spiral out of control and lead me down the road of not making progress. I can choose to listen to this thought and believe what it's saying, which it said this God knows how many times, or I can choose a different path where my clients will Voxer me or contact me and say, hey, Heather, what do I do? And I'll walk them through it. Or you can actually start journaling about this, and every time that thought comes up, work on saying, no, I have listened to you too many times. Whatever the thing is it's telling you you should do, extreme low carb, counting calories or points, restricting your food windows, whatever that thing is, and historically, if I go back and I look at your past, and I would see that lead you down the road of self-destruction with your goals, and you're not getting where you want to be, then we absolutely should not be doing that, okay? Because that thought springs you to action. The action you take is a self-destructive action, so the thought is inherently not a good one. It's not a helpful thought. Just because it's produced by your mind doesn't mean it's filled with logic and reasoning, okay? It's almost like if you would imagine, those of you who've actually had records, okay, that you know what records are, you put a record on and it hits one of those little grooves and it pops and it keeps repeating and repeating and repeating, and finally you have to go pick up the little handle and move it over, right? Nowadays, this does not apply, but at one point it did. that's where your head goes. It goes back to the little groove and it gets stuck in that little repeat cycle. You just have to pick it up and move it. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't really have any substance behind it. It's just there to lure you back down the road that you've been on so many times. Why? Because it's comfortable. As destructive as it is and as unhelpful as it is, the reality is it's a well-worn groove for a reason because you've done it so many times. Where your brain likes to take you is the familiar. It's the repetitive nature of what you've done before. It doesn't really care about your outcomes. It doesn't care about your weight loss goals. It doesn't care that it has led you down feeling like you can't do this or won't be able to do this. It doesn't worry about any of that. It's, oh, this is familiar. Let's do this. And you're going to have thoughts all the time. One of the best things I've learned to do is to start talking back to my thoughts, dismissing my thoughts, using logic and reasoning to get out of those thought processes, because they don't stop. I still get them, but I don't give them any power. It's like, there's that unhelpful thought again, trying to get me to do something I know is inherently not good for me. Oh, you're up on the scale this week and you don't want to post about it? Okay, well, let's do the opposite. I've actually kind of learned to go the opposite direction of that voice because it's never taking me down a road that is helpful. So I just want to share this idea. One, you don't have to actually track food to lose weight. You have to do something that puts boundaries and healthy limitations on yourself. Like I said, my one client, she's doing 3 meals, 1 treat. She's got that clearly defined for herself. She is not tracking any calories. She's been losing weight. She's actually gotten into Wonderland. I'm so proud of her. And my other client has been losing weight, just writing down paper pencil what she's eating. She's not even super regimented with what the portions are. And she's been losing weight and her binge eating has subsided. That's the other good thing about this approach. You tend to find people will binge a little bit less if that's something they struggle with. So I just want to give you encouragement and remind you that just because you hear a message from your brain like you should be tracking your food, it could be a very destructive and unhelpful thought if your history doesn't support that as being a good option for you. Look at your history, evaluate yourself, know yourself, accept yourself. We've done videos on self-acceptance, and make an educated decision. Say, what is a better path for me? You have a great day. Please like and subscribe, share my videos, and let me know in the comments how I can better help you. I'll talk to you soon.